what is the world doing at the moment? Harry and Meghan, Harry and Meghan. I tell you what, you won't find any comment about Harry and Meghan on this YouTube channel. Sorry if that's why you're here. But no, I think it's ridiculous. First of all, it's been see how you get drawn in. I nearly commented then. Not going to comment at all. Not going to comment at all. Let them all get on with it. What we're going to do is talk about some theatre stuff, which is not easy at the moment because they've just announced we're all going to be going back in a few months' time. And so the news has gone quite low, actually, which is why they're all talking about Harry and Meghan, I guess, and Piers Morgan leaving Good Morning Britain and all that stuff. But anyway, what we'll do, we're going to give you some more celebrity gossip, some more celebrity input, and this goes back about 4 or 5 years when we ran number 32, and we did lots of interviews in there, and we're going to bring you some of the comments of what some of our celebrity friends think about amateur theatre, what advice they might give to amateur theatre, what they think about pantomime, because we know the Panto season's going to be back this year, don't we? So let's go. Right, so Jane Mcdonald. You know Jane Mcdonald, obviously one of the great loose women of our time, very down to earth, northern lass, fantastic performer as well. Jane Mcdonald. She was discovered on the cruise ship, wasn't she? And we spoke to her before one of her one-woman shows coming up in Wimbledon, and she it's quite funny. But I said to her, looking back, would you say you've been in the right place at the right time ever, or is there always a lot more to it than luck? And the first thing she said is, trust me, I've had a lot of luck. And if you watch these videos, you'll know that all the celebrities say they've been lucky at one point or another. So trust me, I've had a lot of luck. But it depends what you do with it. Very interesting. And we can all learn from this. Things happen to you every day, and it's up to you whether you recognise what's happening. Things that are put in our path all the time that we usually ignore, whereas I tend to think that's brilliant. What could we do with that? This interview today got me really excited because, among other things, it's going to get us more bums on seats in Wimbledon. And I want Wimbledon to be the best concert we're going to have. It's our only London date. You see, it's half full or half empty. That's what she's talking about, isn't it? And then she talked about amateur theatre. And because I was talking to her about a lot of our readers perform at an amateur level, what do you think makes that magical difference to enable you to stand out from the rest? And Jane said to me, I think it's finding the joy in what you do. When you're blessed with an ability to get up on the stage and touch people, that is a joy and a gift. And once you find that place in what you do and get such a feeling of euphoria doing it, that's what you do it for. Not for the adulation, not for the fame, not for the joy. That's what I finally found out, and it's taken me years, she told me. How lucky we are to be in this business. And, she said, the public are not stupid. They can pick up on this. And just seeing the audience reaction and the people at the stage door where it feels like there are hundreds waiting to see me now, I honestly think that it's the buzz. They come as individuals but leave as a crowd. Especially when they've all just experienced Dance Yourself Dizzy, which is one of the numbers Jane finishes on. Dance Yourself Dizzy, that's a Nolan Sisters one, isn't it? I'm sure you'll let me know. Maureen Lipman. Now, Maureen Lipman was playing the baddie Caraboss in Sleeping Beauty at Richmond Theatre. We'll put lots of pictures up, by the way, in this video. So Maureen Lipman told me that and she's obviously Coronation Street at the minute, very prominent character, very famous part in Coronation Street. She's taking on right now. Maureen Lipman told me, as a girl, the minute they would ask in a pantomime, "Are there any boys or girls out there?" Whoa, I was up there. You couldn't get me off that stage. I like silent movies, I like music halls, I like vaudeville, I like cartoons. The clear definition and delineation, I like that. What's this person like? How do I play Carabosse? Do I just laugh like a witch, or do I give her some sort of reason to be that? Some sort of psychological issue? But there's got to be a reason why someone would be like that. And you strip away until one day you find that your legs are moving like Carabosse, your feet are twinkling like Carabosse, your eyes are darting like Carabosse, and then you relax and say, right, I've got her, she's in me. And then at the end, you have to chuck her out and move on to the next role. That's what being a pro's all about, I guess. Directing that part and playing the Buttons type character was Chris Jarvis, you know, from CBeebies, Show Me, Show Me. Chris and Poi. So I said to Chris, is it true that your early years saw you performing in amateur pantomime productions, and is that where you caught the acting bug? Chris said to me, yes. We know Chris quite well now. Chris said yes, but I was very lucky, well, there's a surprise, because I was a member of a few groups, so I did loads of different types of shows. It was quite a lot going on in my town. I also got to quite a lot of shows, which was also very lucky because both of my parents had nothing to do with any of it. They didn't hate it or object, but there was absolutely no encouragement whatsoever, which in some ways helped me, as it made me more determined, whereas my grandmother, who was a dancer at the Palladium pantomime, told me that all these stories which kind of made it more exotic. So for not having stage school parents, I think I did quite well. And then the last one we do, to go with all these pictures we're probably showing you at the moment, is Lauren Hood, who played Sleeping Beauty. And I asked Lauren for some tips or advice to give to hundreds of the amateur princesses, the Sleeping Beauties, the Cinderellas up and down the country. And Lauren told me, Lauren's a very good actress, she's very young, and we first met her in Carousel when she did she just left Mount View Theatre Arts, and she just got into Carousel as her first professional acting role that she got straight away. But so we followed her all the way and we stayed friends with her. And Lauren told me my approach is always to be as real as I can, because I think kids watch a lot of Disney and other stuff, where the characters are becoming very real and much more relatable these days. So my approach is to find the realness to it and the heart of the character. So I try and put on a bit of myself into the role. Because I think if somebody is naturally a bit of a tomboy or comedian, then obviously while you wouldn't play her goofy or geeky, there is room to put in some of your own personality. I can, and it's important to take direction really well, but I'm not really a girly girl or a dreamy type person. I'm a bit more on the front foot, so I hope I can bring a bit of myself to the character. That's very interesting, how to play the princess in this modern day and age, isn't it? Now, who doesn't know Craig Revel-Horwood, Mr. Nasty on Strictly? Craig has played baddie after baddie, and he's known for having a baddie persona. But you know what? He's not like that at all. And he played Captain Hook in the pantomime when we met Craig for the first time. We've met him a few times now. And he's always played a baddie. But he's the nicest, nice person out there. And he really is. He really is. There's a real musical theme, isn't there, in this week's today's video, and obviously Craig came from the musical background. So I said to Craig that in reality you're nothing like your cold Strictly persona, are you? Nevertheless, it's this image that provides you the opportunity to take on the Panto baddie each year, and probably you wouldn't have it any other way, would you? Craig Revel-Horwood said to me, I love playing villains. They're so much more enjoyable and so much better characters, really, because you can really get your teeth stuck into the role. And it's so nice to have the license to be evil as well and get paid for it. With Captain Hook, I absolutely love all the badness in him, and the beauty about pantomime, of course, is that evil thinks it's reigning and ruling supremely, but always the badsy ends up, certainly in this case, being eaten by a crocodile. So it's about justice, it's about love, it's about human nature, and that's really good. And, this is very important, Craig told me, and it gets children coming to see a live show who would otherwise be gaming on computers, which I don't think is entirely healthy. It's wonderful to keep the spirit of theatre alive and to introduce theatre to children for the very first time. It might mean that they will carry on and watch live theatre afterwards. I think teaching children that live theatre can be really good, really fun. Bringing them out of their shells is a good thing, and making them interact is wonderful. Gaming consoles stop them interacting in a human way, and we cannot lose that in life. That's why I think the Panto tradition and that of live theatre must absolutely be carried on and supported. It is proper art and is proper theatre, and that's true, isn't it? And of course last year in the COVID pandemic, we lost all the pantomimes, but they're going to be back this year, back in a big way. So make sure you're part of the panto scene. Now, who doesn't know Amanda Holden? We all think of her these days as the BGT judge, don't we? And one of the big social media stars, one of the big celebrity icons. But, do you know, Amanda Holden's family came from amateur theatre, and so did Amanda, in a big, big way. And we interviewed Amanda about 4 years ago when she was Stepping Out to the West End. And if you're an amateur, who doesn't know Stepping Out? The great village, it's like Canada Girls, isn't it? But with tap shoes on, Amanda said. Stepping Out is about the women that meet up for their tap class in the local village hall. And it just follows them all the way to one of their festival shows, and it's great. And Amanda told me, I love Richard Harris's writing, because Richard Harris wrote Stepping Out, of course, and I think his play is much better than the film. The play is raw and has more honesty. It isn't stupidly set in America as well. I never understood that bit. I think it's relatable. The women are so relatable. Everyone's got something going on in their life, and by the end of the night you really care about them and all want them to succeed in that big tap dance number at the end. If you've ever been in Stepping Out, it's brilliant. I think you recognise somebody you know in every single one of the characters in it, which is like Calendar Girls. It is similar, isn't it? Now, Amanda trained at Mount View Academy of Theatre Arts, which again is one of the big drama schools in Britain. And she's got TV, West End credits to her name, such as the Grimleys and Wild at Heart on ITV. In the theatres, she's done Shrek the Musical, Thoroughly Modern Millie, which she got nominated for an Olivier Award. Plus, you might have seen Amanda recently on the BBC singing I Know Him So Well with Sheridan Smith, from Chess, of course, by the ABBA guys, in the BBC's recent celebration of musical theatre. She just popped up and did a song with Sheridan Smith, which was great. So it may surprise many readers that Amanda is every bit a product of the amateur theatre scene. That's how I started, Amanda told me, at Bishop's Waltham Little Theatre, which is an amateur dramatics group set up by a lady called Angie Blackford. It was a godsend to my mother because I was doing plays in the back garden, and back in those days we didn't have any money, and so no one knew about how to get your daughter on the stage. We just didn't have the funds, so my dad started off as a set designer. He painted the backdrops, my mum ran the bar, my sister was in the chorus, and then my mum turned into the Wicked Witch, and my dad turned into Buttons. I was Cinderella, Amanda told me, and my sister was still in the chorus because she liked to mess about. They used to call us the Von Trapps because our whole family was involved. So amateur dramatics for me is everything because it fed what I knew I was going to do age 9. I turned my hobby into my profession, and that's a blessing. It's massively important for everyone. And isn't it important seeing people like Amanda say things like that? Because nowadays, love her or hate her, she's Amanda Holden, the BGT judge, isn't she? And she's been on it since the very start. But it's important that everyone who's anyone these days, so many people came from Am-Dram, amateur theatre. And there we go. We'll see you Friday, hopefully. Well, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll chat about something. Stay safe, stay well. We will be back. Bye for now.